For the past 6 months, I've actually been doing talent management and have closed over $500,000 in deals for my respective talent. So you might want to listen up. I think I might know a thing or two. Like, we want real, y'all. We are tired of the fake. There is enough fake stuff going on in life right now. We do not need any more here on social. People want that real and authentic voice. Trust me, I said it last year, I'm saying it again. It is the new norm. It's not about YouTube is in easy mode, because there is no easy way to produce content. Let's be clear, it is not easy. Hey guys, and welcome to another video. We are not starting 2025 without getting the bag, okay? I'm here to tell you that anyone and everyone can be getting the bag on YouTube specifically this year and across all platforms. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what you as a creator can do to be successful in 2025 from a talent management perspective. Okay, so that's right. I'm a talent manager. I've also led social media accounts for some of the biggest brands in the world: BuzzFeed, Tamron Hall, Queen Latifah, and more. I'm also going to talk about why long form video might have a resurgence in 2025. So this year, y'all, you have got to just pick up the camera and start talking. I know sometimes that you kind of get in your head as a creator and you kind of just start overthinking things. We have to just sort of take off that mask this year and finally start doing what you've been wanting to do all of your life. It is that simple. Pick up the camera and start talking. Once you do that, you can just literally start blabbing about anything or everything. But you are going to want to make things interesting and engaging. What I mean by that is, say for instance, you're an artist, or I have a friend that does a lot of colorful hand dyeing. So what I always tell her to do is pick up the camera and showcase what you're doing. If you're trying to sell something, this is also a great way to get your customers involved in your process and kind of give them a little bit of behind the scenes of what it takes to become or be whatever you are. People are very nosy right now. People are also looking for just learning new ways to make a living or change things up in their lives and their careers. So the more you share about what is interesting in your life can possibly help other people and create an engaging piece of content, which is more than likely going to get more eyeballs on it. I like to think of it, y'all, as a reality show, honey. This is what you see. This is what you're going to get. This is sort of what the raw, unedited look into my life really looks and feels like. Some of the videos on my channel kind of showcase a day in the life of me living in Mexico, yada, 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 me being in New York City. Like, I'm giving you a look into my life, but it is the real, raw, unedited look. That's what you want to think about when you're developing content here on YouTube in 2025. What is that raw, unedited look like into your life? I know some of y'all got a lot going on. Let's talk about it here and showcase some of it and really take down that mask and showcase what's really going on in your life. I'm talking the real issues too. So if there's drama in your family, 9 times out of 10, you have to look at it as you're not the only one going through those things. So if you talk about it openly with your audience, you're going to connect with other like-minded people. In turn, bringing in those people and connecting with your content, which is gonna bring them into more of your content and get them more interested in what you have going on and talking to you in the comments and engaging with you on a daily basis. That's the kind of people that you want to build that community with. And in 2025, building community is where it's at. No longer we're going to just be plastering up content. It's all about bringing people in and bringing people into a community that is all about what you're all about. And guess what, y'all? YouTube is cutting the check in 2025. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos. YouTube is in easy mode. Well, it is. YouTube is somehow now resurfacing videos from smaller creators that are more in like the 30 to 50K range in subscribers, or even lower, and surfacing more of that content out to people. Now you see a lot of the same videos that are on YouTube are in easy mode. And it's like, listen, at the end of the day, I think all those videos are great, but What it is right now is YouTube is trying to find people that are connecting with new creators. Ultimately, that's what it's about. It's not about YouTube as an easy mode, because there is no easy way to produce content. Let's be clear, it is not easy. But what YouTube is trying to do right now is surface content from new voices and new creators to new people, because people are telling new and interesting ways of telling their stories. And get this, it's not that hard to make money on YouTube. You can do it with 1,000 subs, right? What does that even mean? So you start a YouTube channel today, right? Basically, you need to get it up to 1,000 subs and create 4,000 watch hours from those subs. And then basically your videos will then qualify for monetization. What happens during that sense, or during that time? YouTube will then alert you that you are now qualified, and you will get a little alert that says you can now collect on AdSense. Then you'll set up your AdSense account, and then you'll be able to start collecting. And that is when the money starts rolling in. Again, just start talking to the camera, y'all. Do not overthink this. I want you to challenge yourself for 30 days, picking up the camera and literally just talking about whatever is going on in your life. That is the easiest way to do this, because you get in a rhythm of doing it. Once you start getting in that rhythm of doing it, it's gonna work like cakewalk. And as a talent manager, I see this all the time. Brands wanting real, authentic voices, not showcasing fake or inauthentic things. So think about that when you are creating your content. Are you sort of faking it, or it's not as believable, or you're just sort of staging things? That's all out. Like, we want real, y'all. We are tired of the fake. There is enough fake stuff going on in life right now. We do not need any more here on social. And even on social media, it's a lot of celebrity culture dying out because people are tired of that. People want that real and authentic voice. Trust me, I said it last year, I'm saying it again. It is the new norm. And I want you guys to think of creating content as a 9 to 5. What I mean by that is, listen, this is not an easy job, y'all. People do this for a living. You have to get into the mindset of thinking that this is a job. I'm waking up every day, and what am I doing for my job? What am I creating for my role? How am I creating that content for my job? You have to start thinking of it as a job, or else it's just gonna become a hobby. This is not a hobby, y'all. This is a job. So specifically what I mean by that is you have to treat it that way. You can't just chime in when you want. You have to consistently show up every day, because if you don't, then you will fall out of that consistency. And what does YouTube reward the most, y'all? Consistency. That is why they have it set up to where you have to get 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours before you can fully monetize. They want to reward people that are being consistent and showing up every day. One little side tip, y'all, is SEO. So when you're creating a video, make sure you sort of search the video that you are creating. And what you can do from that is sort of gather what titles are being served in an SEO capacity. So what do I mean by all of that is, what are the titles that YouTube is serving to other people? So for instance, when I search for your video in whatever you're talking about, you need to title that video the way other videos are being titled in that same capacity, so you can be included in that list that's being sent out to people. Let me know if you want me to do more of a deep dive into SEO, because that's one of my favorite things to talk about. Titling and thumbnails and all that jazz. I have the most fun with that, because that's still part of the creativity process. And ultimately, you have to be creative in every aspect of YouTube to make it work. All right, and want to chat a little bit about pitching to brands in 2025. So the one thing that I find very helpful when I pitch clients to brands is coming with a unique pitch. What is that story about X? What is that story that's making X unique to your brand? You have to tell them that in the first part of the email. Maybe you put a little photo up at the top too to capture their attention with something unique that you are sort of bringing to the brand. So say you're talking to an airline, showcase your travels in a nice photo collage. That's gonna showcase that you are all about traveling in 2025 and you wanna connect with more traveling brands. That's what you have to do. You have to be a visual emailer when you're pitching. Email is text, pictures is visual. I'm going to more likely be attracted to a photograph. That's just human nature. So think about that when you're emailing. I know sometimes it's hard to go out to a bunch of emails and brands and pitching and just blind work, but ultimately that's how I get connections. A lot of my 500,000 deals came from blind pitching, blind emailing. I didn't know those people. They just answered because they thought my pitch was interesting. You ultimately have to capture the attention of who you're pitching to. Think of it just as a social media post. When I'm scrolling through my feed and I see blah, 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 consistently the same email or the same piece of content, I'm gonna click away. So make your email pitch very unique to what you are trying to sell. Ultimately, you're trying to sell a product. So sell yourself in the email. All right, y'all, one more hot tip for 2025. I'm predicting this because I think it's gonna come true finally. I think long form content, like the content here on YouTube, is going to have a resurgence in 2025. Why do I think that? Because I think I have to admit it, y'all. This is scary to admit, but I think we are tired of doom scrolling. I think we are tired of just scrolling through little bits and nuggets of pieces of content. While it can be entertaining and educational and informative, I think our brains are simply overloaded with stuff. We want something a little bit more stimulating. You can do that easier and better in a longer clip. So I think more and more people and content creators in general are going to be turning to long form content back on YouTube because, honey, YouTube has never gone out of style. And it ain't now and it never will be. Because at the end of the day, where the hell is Google going? They ain't going anywhere. Now that TikTok little girl, child, I think she's gonna be going or she's gonna be coming back a little bit changed. One other thing, as I always tell my clients, is you never want to put your eggs in one basket. For instance, if you're doing really well on TikTok, don't think that that's going to last forever. TikTok can go away any point. They own your content. While you are posting your content and you own it on your own profile, at the end of the day, they could turn the switch off tomorrow and you could be off their platform. So what we want to do in 2025 is be smart. We want to be posting across platforms and making sure that we have a cross-platform strategy in place. Because at the end of the day, like I said, one day, all of these platforms could be gone and you would have nothing. So, I mean, little Miss Pinterest is over there sitting there with nothing right now. Your boards haven't even been utilized in years. Why is that? Start posting vacation photos on there. Post anything that sort of is visual to activate that algorithm back up. And start doing blog posts, okay? Blog posts are what is going to be able to surface your content on Pinterest a little bit better because that's ultimately what works better there. But then you can incorporate your short form or long form content, video content in your blog posts to then get that content surfaced as well. So that's another roundabout way of resurfacing other content with a platform that isn't really a YouTube or Twitter or whatever. All right, y'all. I know this was a lot of information, but my goal in 2025 is to help more people be better creators. I know this is a hard situation that we're faced with right now because we don't know what's going on with TikTok, but ultimately, like I always tell my clients, it's going to be okay. Because if it isn't gonna be okay, then what is it gonna be? At the end of the day, you know? So I always just tell people to focus on yourself when it is the time that you need to take a step back mentally, because I know sometimes this can be a lot. But ultimately, if you want to grow in 2025, which most creators do, take some of these tips that you heard here and apply them to your daily life. Apply them to your content. And let me know down in the comments if you want any information on anything else I've shared in this video. But My goal is to help more people in 2025. So holler at me down there and we'll chat in the comments. And guess what? I'll see you on the next one, back to our regularly scheduled programming, okay? Just breathe. Everything's gonna be okay. I'll see you in the next one.